I didn't see. It's not me. You see what
He got it out. He got it out right in time. He got it out right.
Yeah, but he does it to trigger me. That's the problem.
You got to ignore it. You got to ignore it. You got to be the bigger person.
You got to be mentally strong, James.
Yep.
Get it together, man. Get it together.
But listen, we're back for more Bond.
That is 100% why I just said that.
I know. We're back for some more Bond, though, people. Popcorn and Pints.
A new Bond.
Yes.
New Bond. Yeah, new face.
Yeah.
New face.
Oh, that's what I mean. A new face. Dalton, right?
Timothy Dalton stars in James Bond 007, The Living Daylights, and License to Kill.
That's spelled different when you look it up and you can't find the movie because it's spelled with an S.
That's why I asked Aaron when he was having trouble finding it. I'm like, did you spell it this way?
Dude, I was doing voice. I was like, license.
I typed it in exactly like the movie title showed, and I did not have a problem.
I was so mad. I was almost in a panic. I was like, I'm going to have to pay $4 to watch this movie. But then I tried again because I looked up the cover and I noticed I was like, wait a minute, they spell it with 2 C's? So I tried it. It popped up. I was like, oh, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, I eventually found it and watched it. But yeah.
I don't like writing shit if I don't have to.
I'm going to say this right off the bat.
Jeez.
Right? I liked both movies. I'm not going to tell you my rating right now, but I don't like Timothy Dalton as Bond. He just did not feel like
messy.
a Bond.
He's not clean cut like the other Bonds.
There's a tone shift with these movies.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't mind the darker tone. I like the darker tone. Like
this is like the turning point for like the first half of the franchise into the second half. I feel like
he's better than the after Connery guy. I keep forgetting his name because
Lazenby. Who gives a shit? B.
But I mean, is that a high
messy hair? He don't look like a special agent.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. Well, remember, it wasn't supposed to be Timothy Dalton. The number one choice was Pierce Brosnan even then.
Okay.
But he had his television show, Remington Steele, and the schedules conflicted. He couldn't do it. So if you watch GoldenEye, and just Golden now, and I think I was a little more attuned to it because I watched all 3 of these 2 movies and GoldenEye literally in 3 days. So like I got to see and compare even quicker, than I guess I would have back in the day or whatever. It's just they match so much in tone.
Well, hold on. So you say that. So Dalton initially signed on for 3 movies. He was going to do 3 movies, but then it got put in development hell, lawsuits, or all kinds of shit after the first 2. Because he was contracted to do a 3rd one, then because it was like a 5 or 6 year gap until GoldenEye came out after License to Kill.
I believe it was GoldenEye that he was supposed to be in.
So I'm wondering if that's the same story then, or the initial plan they had, and it just got delayed.
It's, a lot of what I was reading with it was, it got delayed because there was a lawsuit happening, contract negotiations between, I think, Eon and Broccoli, Albert Broccoli and such. And those negotiations just took too long. And because he was contracted to do a 3rd movie, it got like 2 years had passed by. Dalton was really new to the industry after this. James Bond was his real first big strikeout in movies. So he did, him doing this, he wanted to kind of jump off of that popularity and keep going. So they did release him from the contract. And once they did, by the time it came back around, he was a little bit older and they wanted to expand it more. So they went back to Pierce Brosnan, who was younger. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, when you watched it next week, think of it as if this is the Timothy Dalton movies expanded, because it looks like it, in my opinion, and it feels like it. And he looks they both look very similar with hairstyles and nose and such. So, it's just one of those things that I think it's interesting how these all sort of look very similar in certain ways. And even the beginning of GoldenEye takes place around the time the Dalton movies were happening, and he's like in the black and all that stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I hope you guys. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about that. That's why I'm glad I get to share with you now. But with these movies, yeah, they definitely. This feels a lot closer to like what 80s action movies felt like in the late 80s.
I was thinking that same thing, especially with all like the guns and the explosions and stuff.
Yeah.
87 and 89. I feel like this is where they turned the corner to try to start going more big budget action scenes.
Yeah, because I was
stuff
thinking, I'm
like
like, this definitely feels kind of, and not in a bad way when I say it's like Americanized / 80s action. That 80s just crazy explosions. Because I was like, every other Bond movie for the most part was not like this. There was some explosions here and there, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't as many and not as big. But this one, for both of them, they definitely had it.
I am ranking Dalton as my third James Bond right now, though. But behind Moore and Connery.
Same here. So for me, it's Moore, then Connery, then who's this, Dalton, and then Lazenby. But I mean,
I'm watching him. I don't know. He didn't have the feel for me. I didn't feel like he had much of a personality. I feel like he didn't really make the role his.
I feel like he didn't have that Bond charm. Whether it's courting a chick or even just like being cool with a dude, being cool with a guy in a sense. You know what I mean? He didn't have that Bond charm, in my opinion, but he did seem like he was a little bit smarter and a little bit better of a spy.
You say that, but this might be the luckiest motherfucker I've seen from the Bond movies.
He was off course when he was, what were they? It was the Rock of Gibraltar that they were, halo jumping into, and he was, what was he, off course, and that's why he didn't get killed.
Yeah, this motherfucker. He's attacked by ninjas in
what the fuck?
License to Kill, right? And he gets just so happens to be taken in by the Chinese drug cartel, or not cartel, but police who are there trying to catch Sanchez, just like he is. Like everything goes to shit. And he's already in there tied up, so Sanchez just assumes that like he wasn't a spy or anything like that. Yeah. Like, how fucking lucky! Come on, man.
Dude. And listen, I don't love the Dalton films. This is my first time watch of them, and I like, but I liked after seeing A View to a Kill. And like, again, watching all of these like right in a row, after watching A View to a Kill, where he was just a little too old, it was a little too slowed down. Like everything else was going the right pace, but like James Bond just felt so slowed down. And coming to this, where it's newer, it's younger, we're seeing a halo jump right out of the gate in The Living Daylights.
Yep.
It seems very espionage-y, like when he's going to with the sniper rifle, and he sees the young lady doing the same, and he's got to save his friend. It's defection. It feels like very like Hunt for Red October type vibes. Even like a Rambo 3, because that's in the Afghanistan Russian war, and it looked very similar in tone and feel to that. At the end with this one, so like I really enjoyed the stories they were trying to tell, especially License to Kill. It's a little more bonkers.
That's better than Living Daylight too.
They start to go down that vindictive vengeance road.
Where he wants vengeance so much he gave up. He wanted to resign.
Like he doesn't care what's gonna happen to get his vengeance.
Yep.
Yeah. He turned to Bruce Wayne and Batman real quick.
Let's just, because we're going back and forth with the movies anyway, let's rate them both real quick and then just keep going into them. And I have my ratings for both. I gave them both the same rating, actually. I gave them both the 7.5. I really did it. Again, I really enjoyed both of these films. I just didn't really Dalton just didn't sell me as Bond, which we've been discussing and probably discuss more. But yeah, so 7.5, double 7.5 for me for both of these films. But what about you, James?
I'm going to go with Living Daylight 6.5. It's good because it's getting darker. It's more spy shit, like Chris was saying.
Yeah, I like
But
that.
License to Kill was the better one. I'm giving this one a 7.
Okay.
Also, Q's best performance was in License to Kill.
Oh hell yeah, Q was the man.
Awesome.
Q was awesome.
Q was
Q,
awesome.
yeah, he comes to Bond. Yep, he takes a holiday to go help Bond.
Yep.
Even though they get at each other's throats like through all the movies, that motherfucker is like
It's his uncle.
Sidekick.
His
Yeah,
uncle.
it's his uncle.
Yep.
Q. Chris,
With
what's
all
your
his with all his
rating
cool
for these two?
gadgets.
I'm gonna give Living Daylights a 7, License to Kill 7.5.
And how about you, Mick?
The Living Daylights is 6, and I would give License to Kill a 7.
Okay. Cool.
For me, if you rate it that way, 7 and above is rewatchable.
Okay,
Fair.
that's true. I see that. Okay. Everybody has their
Like
reasons to rate.
well, like I said,
I'm picky.
Dalton's. I'm ranking him 3rd. He grew on me a little bit by the end of Living Daylights. I just feel like for the first half of this movie, this guy has like no personality, no charm, and he kind of comes across as a predator because he is like forcefully following this chick.
Yeah, he seems
not as horny though, because he did say,
No.
"Trust me, it's not for that."
But he does bang 2 women
He does
in the
I thought
Living
he did.
Daylights.
I thought he didn't do it.
What does that bring our total up to?
Oh,
No,
he banged
you know
2
what?
License to Kill.
And he bangs 2 in License to Kill. No,
The
so
2 main girls.
Living Daylights. I'm counting where he falls on the. There's that like chick on the boat complaining on the phone that she can't meet any men, like right at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Oh, where
He falls on the boat,
yeah.
and he's like, and he takes the phone. He goes to make a call. He's like, I need an air vac now. We're like, you know what? Give me 2 hours. I'm counting that.
Oh, they're counting it. He did. He slept with her.
He hit that.
But between our bang count after Living Daylights and License to Kill brings us up to a total of 42.
I gotta clap for that.
Damn.
That's
Damn.
awesome. That's awesome. I'm so
Quiet,
proud of you,
James. Quiet.
I'm getting around the world. Yeah.
And okay, so I sent this in the group
That's
chat.
16 movies.
Yeah,
I sent this in the
16 to
group chat.
46 to 16
These women fall in love or tell James Bond they love him faster than a lonely fat man at a strip joint thinking they fell in love with a stripper.
Exactly. It takes him like 1 hour. That's
Not
it.
even, man.
Not even. Shit. I mean, not even in love, at least in lust. When he fell in the chick's room on the boat or whatever, that was in like 5 minutes.
No,
Boom.
but
Oh,
you
no,
have
she was looking
And how
for
long do you
someone to
think
do
it takes?
anyway. What, to fall in love?
Oh no.
Oh, I was about to say, what the hell you talk about? If I fall in love in an hour, I need more therapy than I think.
They don't all fall in love. Some are just like, I want to fuck. You know.
Yeah.
They straight up said,
I'm
"I
gonna say
love him."
but most of these women have come out and said, "I love you, James," or have referenced that they love James.
After the sex. So like
true.
he's magical in bed. I'll say that.
He has to
Or
be.
it's probably just like there's a few
got
of them where they're just like
But you
whatever.
know what? You know what it is? He does some wild shit in bed.
Yo, he got
It-
that
it ain't
50, he
just
got
beating
that
it
50
up.
Cent
He's
song. He
doing
got the
some shit.
magic stick.
Dude, what was the oh my god, wait. Oh, there's so much more Bond to come.
Oh, we know.
You know why? You know why they really call him Bond? Because he's in the bondage. You didn't know that,
Oh,
I might
Yeah.
rewatch the Daniel Craig movies again
really?
when you guys do it for the week. Yeah, I want to because
oh, he's the
I didn't
ultimate.
realize that is a contained James Bond story from beginning to end.
Oh, okay.
And it was really interesting. And like I've seen these movies, I've seen all, all of them, but I don't remember them all. And I feel like now that they're all connected and done, rewatching them once, I need to do it again because I missed so much.
Mm.
Who Pierce is next, right? For
Yeah,
Bond?
I'm excited because that's
Me
where
too.
I hopped on the Bond movie wagon as a kid. Pierce Brosnan was where I got into the Bond.
Which
Yeah.
So rewatching those is going to be good. And the fucking GoldenEye game, that being the
that's what got
staple of
me
my
into it.
childhood.
That's what got me into it.
But talking about the Living Daylights, so this starts out with the action. Like they jump out of the plane. It's supposed to be just like a training exercise. The one guy goes rogue, turns on them. But there's the Jeep down the hill, and he's fighting the guy in the Jeep. What about he won't kill a female sniper, of course, because he wants to bang her.
Yeah, hey, listen. You can't
Make
bang a dead
make
body.
no mistake.
As
soon as he sees her, he's like, this is not what I need to put inside of her.
Exactly, but they play it off like
This
they
bullet
play-
is not what's going to go in her.
they play it off like he has a gut instinct. But if it was a male on the other side, he would have shot him right in the eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It took him out quick. Boom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking. Do you think that pipe system actually was a real thing?
Probably.
Dude,
That was pretty wild.
that would be insane if someone really did that, like in today's world.
It'd be interesting for sure.
It would. It'd be like what's that winter sport?
Bobsledding?
Yeah.
Bobsledding.
But I mean, you're
Yeah.
in water.
Yeah, you just like
It'll
boom,
be
you
in
just
It'll be more
Flush
so
out.
like a water.
Man,
It'll be more
to
so like
a
a
pipe.
water slide then, right?
It's like
Yeah.
it's more of a turd down a toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the most accurate.
What about before they sent him through the pipe? James Bond's acquaintance distracting the security guy by letting him motorboat her, basically.
Yo, that was fucking fun. What was funny about that is like, I'm like, this dude is lonely as shit because her shirt wasn't even like open, like her titties weren't even out, and he was there. He damn near nutted on himself and passed out with just brushing up against her fucking chest, her covered chest. I'm like, come on, man.
Well, you want to know what part of it could be? It's just the shock factor. You're like, I can't believe this is happening to me.
I need to put my face there.
Fucking sturdy. James, be good. Bukkake.
I know. Thank you, man.
I didn't say bukkake. I'm just saying. We're talking
He's
about a
talk-
specific thing.
He's talking about them gargling and everything.
I didn't even say that. All I said was
It was the noise.
all I said was if she's gonna give him a titty show, she should have given him a titty show to get all excited about, not just brushing up against the hoodie and you're I'm done.
He didn't need that much, apparently.
Aaron's just mad because
Right.
he can't wait to get to the movies where they actually show the full frontal.
They don't in any of them.
They don't? Oh shit! Sorry.
Is it,
Aaron.
okay, so
That doesn't bother me.
is
James.
it
I do. I love titties. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't have to be. in a
so?
film.
No Bond movie has gone over PG-13, and in fact, I think the first PG-13 one was it Living Daylights or was it one last week? Because PG-13 didn't exist almost up until this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Like those Connery movies, most of the Roger Moore movies, those were PG movies.
Yeah.
That's crazy, especially
That's
for
crazy.
con-
Well,
especially
that's
for
how it
Sean.
was back then. There was a lot of that shit. Like
There was no PG-13.
Okay, fair, but I'm just saying, like looking back, and just like, holy shit,
how men treated women and everything. It's like
That's
a back
wild.
and forth between the
that's
genders.
wild.
We got a sexier Money Penny now.
Oh, definitely.
New Money Penny.
Aw.
No, listen. They even made her look younger, like she's a younger version.
Well, they got a different person to play her.
Well, I know that, but because Moneypenny was getting at the age kicking up, and the other ones, but this one came back like this took place like
She's like
10
sexy
years
librarian
before. Yeah, exactly.
with the glasses, the hair up.
Yep.
So, do you know what the first PG-13 movie was?
Hold on, I did know this.
I used to know.
Oh my god, Beetlejuice.
No.
Damn.
1984, Red Dawn. Why? Because Gremlins should not be PG.
Facts.
So they had to create something in the middle.
So, A View to a Kill, I think, might have been the first PG-13 Bond movie.
Probably,
that was
yeah.
85.
Okay.
So yeah, and like, listen, The Living Daylights was fun. I didn't mind it.
Both were fun to me.
Oh,
Like,
hold
they-
on. I laughed at this part where your expected scene where Q is showing Bond around all the new experiments.
Yes.
And he's like,
I know where
we're building this one for the Americans. They call it the Ghetto Blaster.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
My wife heard that. And she goes, "What did they just say?" I was like, "Yeah."
Ghetto Blaster.
I like that they referred it to the Americans.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. The rocket. It's a rocket launching boombox from 1987.
Oh my god!
And of course, they somehow like. So, do you think that was them calling out the Americans for being racist?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or do you think like they were joining in it because?
No, I think they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Well, they knew the joke when they wrote it.
If they wanted to do the race thing, they would have said African American ghetto blasters. They just said Americans, so that throws it across. But we know where it was really. You know,
We knew the intention.
Yeah, we know
It was fun.
It was a chemical warfare back in the day. It was an AIDS bomb.
I don't think so.
Me neither.
The kitchen fight in this one, I enjoyed. It wasn't even Bond, but they're fighting in the kitchen, and he grills the guy's face.
Yeah,
like that was pretty good. I appreciate after how many ski chases I've seen, they found a new twist on this one by sliding down the mountain in the cello case.
That
and
somehow goes faster than skis.
And controlling it with the cello like it's a fucking motor on a boat.
And she plays it later in an orchestra
with the gun. Yeah, with the gun hole in it.
Shit, let's talk about not only that, but the setup of the cello standing up in the phone booth, making it look like it was her.
That was good.
How many cellos does she have again?
They used that to escape, and she's like, I gotta go get my cello. I left it at the thing. I'm like, what did you just put in the fucking phone booth?
Yeah, I know.
How many cellos do you have?
Well, the case she put the case in there, I guess, just the case of the cello.
I forgot what was so special about that cello.
She's a musician.
But he said, I'll buy you a new one. She was like, no, it has to be.
Oh, her uncle gave it to her or something.
Her uncle gave it to her.
Yeah,
somebody gave it to her. Like,
I forgot.
So, she is this woman, Mariam Diabo, who plays the main character, the blonde in this. I can't remember her name. She is the first cousin or something from the sister from the Wonder Years, Olivia Diabo.
Oh.
And like as I was watching this, I'm like, she looks just like her, but she's an adult, and like this was Wonder Years time where she was like way too young to be a Bond girl. So like I was like, how is this not working out? Like they look exactly alike, and then I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured I'd share that information with all the Bond lovers out there.
Bond.
Is this the one? Is this the one where? Yeah, this is the one where
the Karskis. Was this the Karskis one too? On the ice and all that shit.
Yeah. No, that's this one. But this is
I loved that. That was one of my favorite fucking parts in every Bond film ever. It made zero sense.
The Bond car is always an attraction.
It is
because there's going to be some fun stuff with it.
Even him cutting a perfect circle, cutting a hole in the ice so the other people
with the rim. Yeah. That was good.
Still number one, baby.
Ooh.
Although I do love the Aston Martin too.
And then the skis coming out of nowhere and fucking them just getting off I'm like, okay, this is so ridiculous. Makes zero sense, but I fucking love it.
I think that's more fucking believable than the submarine car.
Well, yeah. I would say that, but
why are you guys hating on the submarine cars?
I'm not hating on it.
It was awesome. I'm talking about realism.
Yeah, I'm talking about like if someone made something today. I believe the ski thing more over than a submarine.
Oh yeah, I'm sure somebody's made a ski thing by now. Anyway, not to that extent or what they did with Bond,
the gadgets are getting cooler.
Yes, I love the gadgets.
Yeah, I dig it.
Like the camera or the one camera gun thing he had that like only he could shoot it like because it was like locked in with his DNA or whatever. I thought that was pretty cool.
I feel like they go like I liked where they went with the gadgets in this one. I didn't feel like it was too overdone. I didn't feel like it was too crazy. I felt like it was getting a little wild.
Yeah,
I like that though. I love when because I'm like, all right, it's Bond. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wacky. It's going to be out there with the weapons, with the gadgets. Let's see what the fuck they have. Let's see some unbelievable, silly, fun shit that you could be like, that can't really happen, but fuck it. It's going to work because it's a Bond movie. And that's just something I enjoy. But I love like movies. I'll throw another one in there really quick. Like, I think that's why I'm such a big fan of Batman because I love the gadgets.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking cool ass gadgets and cool cars and everything in it where it's like, okay, so you don't have like this superpower, and same with Bond, going back to Bond. So you got to use all this other
the power of luck.
It is the power of luck.
Very true. Very true. So
this motherfucker.
But you don't have, I mean, as far as like super strength and all that other shit, or super healing. He just has the power.
He does heal pretty fast. He gets knocked
he
out
always,
at the
because
prison
he gets taken care of by whatever beautiful woman.
Yeah, there's a 50% chance he could be walking down the sidewalk to the grocery store, trip, and fall into a vagina.
I mean, look, shit. He's walking down the street, hops into a car. You want to party tonight? And boom, damn near.
I think that's how he heals so fast. He's a sex vampire.
There you go. A sex
he has sex to fucking rejuvenate. Yeah,
that makes that. I'm going.
Is this the movie with the gas?
Hashtag sex vampire.
Which one was with the watch that shot out the gas?
No, that's this one.
Sanchez.
This one. I thought that was pretty cool.
No, this is the one where he gets in the jail fight, but it's like a fucking car fob almost. Is that what you're talking about? That releases the gas if he whistles?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this one. Because they're about to be thrown in that jail, and he whistles.
Yeah, it's a certain tone.
Yeah, and they help the guy escape. They throw the guy the keys that saves them, who's in the other cell.
Is there one of them? Did he say there was another thing? Like he was about to say it with in the lab when he was when Q was giving it to him, and he goes, "Oh, so if I go." He was like, "Don't say it." Like, was there another weapon in that, like a bomb, or is it just a gas? I can't remember.
That sounds familiar.
I can't remember now either. But I remember
because Q stopped him. He was like, "Don't say it."
The camera thing with the flash. Remember he shit the flash and it was a laser. He's like, "Don't hit the flash," and it was a laser.
Yep.
That's
crazy.
And it was like an X-ray camera because she was like, "That's weird. Why does it look like this?"
Oh, that one's in License to Kill though.
Oh yeah, that was the next one. Yeah.
There you go.
But part of the story is they're killing agents. It's a fake setup. Bond's led to believe this Russian guy's killing agents when it's not really the Russian guy. It's like his lower henchman.
Where he kind of knows the Russian guy. That he's not that type of person.
What about so the scene where he gets to the Russian guy, like he's going to see his woman there, and he's waiting in the hotel room, and like forces him to sit down, and then the guy calls security by pressing his watch. He literally rips the clothes off the woman, like violently, just to be a distraction. So she's just standing there naked when the security guy comes in. I'm like, you get some side nip, which I was surprised to see for PG-13.
True.
Yeah,
but I'm like, kind of harsh.
How about the drastically different Felix Leiters?
Oh yeah,
this one he's all young.
They had to hit that boop, boop, reset. That's all.
Well, David Hedison, who was in License to Kill, played Felix Leiter, was in I think it was The Spy Who Loved Me. If not, it might have been The Man in the. Actually, no, I think it might have been Live and Let Die. That's interesting. That's it. That's all I got. I'm just kind of just coasting here.
No, but they're trying to like the plots do get a little convoluted. I lose track of everything that's going on and who everybody is. Like they're saved by these Afghani people who the leader not actually Afghan, like for American Afghani, like he studied in America or something like that, who they're talking to, who they broke out of the prison, this tiny prison. I guess it's just you and me, Mick.
Oh, okay. Hey guys,
no idea what the hell just happened.
Me either. Everybody froze. I was like, "What the fuck?" So I just clicked out because I thought it was me.
It was just Mick and I.
Yeah. I just hit refresh, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
You know what it is, Aaron? Right. It's windy as hell. It happened right after a big gust of wind.
But he's right around the corner from me, pretty much. So I'm like, "Why the fuck did it affect him?"
But he froze earlier, so
that is true.
That's true. Oh God, it's going to be just me talking about these movies in like 20 minutes, like desperately just wanting to sign off.
The other three of us are just leave and not tell me.
No. You should not do that.
He has the voice for it. He has the look for
And
it.
we can watch the stream and just comment.
He's a professional. He already does it. He knows what to do.
Mick is not prepared to host a show by himself, and he's seen these movies. Nope. Anyway, so The Living Daylights. Yeah, this movie was fine.
That's right. They come back, they blow up the Russian base. This chick that he's with in this one, like he's driving the plane with the drugs, even though he already set the explosive. I'm like, I don't know what the hell the plan is here. Like there's a bomb ready to go off, and he's just driving this plane and has her drive the Jeep into the plane, like in the cargo bay. I'm like, this is ridiculous, but I'm in for it.
Yeah,
like I'm in it. That's the beauty of these movies. Like they have this outrageous moment. So I'm like, I know it's ridiculous, but I'm like, I've bought in. I want to see.
I mean, I was locked in. Like that's another scene. The plane with the cargo bay, and then them getting the Jeep out of the cargo bay as the plane goes and flies into the mountain. I'm just like,
oh yeah. They have there's like a parachute on it. It gets sucked out of the plane. You see the plane go down.
Somehow
a lot of cool skydiving stunts in these movies.
Yeah.
They do a really good job with like the plane and skydive stunts in these.
You have the fight between Bond and the blonde henchman guy who's dangling out of the plane on the cargo net, like fighting, and then Bond cuts his shoelaces.
Yep.
I'm like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
The guy's like, no, don't do it. He just fucking goes.
Dude, that was a fun, like the whole like everything coming out of the back of the plane.
Yeah.
It was just a fun, like different stunt. I don't know, I enjoyed the stunts in this movie.
Well, yeah. 87, I don't know how many times I can't think of other times I've seen something like that, probably by the late 80s. But now it made me think, when I saw that, I immediately thought of Uncharted, the movie.
Oh, yeah. There was a scene, yeah.
Because
I will tell you, Daniel Craig's movies feel like that too.
Okay.
Because that's what it immediately reminded me of.
Oh, by the way, sharks again. What kind of?
Oh yeah, there's sharks in this one.
We should have
count for the sharks.
No, License to Kill is
License to Kill has sharks.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Was good, Jason.
In every Bond movie, you're guaranteed to either see a ski chase or a shark.
Or a submarine.
Yeah.
Or all three sometimes.
Yeah, that's a triple.
Bond trifecta.
Dude, I wish we had like downloaded some Bond bingo cards.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Oh,
you're like shark, hit it.
I feel like we could do that with the Brosnan and Daniel Craig's. I might try to look for some.
Okay.
And just like we'll play Bond bingo for the rest of the time.
Very hilarious.
That's a fantastic idea.
There's so many things.
Yeah.
I think one of the cheesiest parts of this though was just it's a dumb way to kill the main bad guy, Whitaker, like the fake army general. Like the column tips over on him and he just falls back into some glass. Like it doesn't seem like that would kill him, certainly not immediately. And like his it was a little anticlimactic for me.
What was
compared to the previous?
His walkie-talkie. Walkman. What does Walkman do again?
Oh,
he would kill him. He would like strangle people with the wire.
That was the blonde guy though that he fought in the airplane. Whitaker was the general that was running everything.
Oh, at the end. Oh, okay. Sorry, I got it mixed up.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, dude. Who, by the way, Joe Don Baker, who's been in tons of shit we've all seen. I promise. Originally played in the Walking Tall movies that was remade with The Rock.
Okay.
which is based on a true story about a guy who actually did that. So with all that being said, Joe Don Baker does come back in the Brosnan movies. He plays, I think it's Jack Wilde or something like that. Something I can't remember his name at the moment, but he is his CIA contact in those movies. And yeah, I was like, and two of them he is, and I was just like, I wish you would have brought Felix back, but whatever. But Felix retired.
A lot of his friends die. He's like, dude, I can't be friends with you. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, pretty much.
In fairness, he is a spy. Like, I mean, I feel like if you become friends with a spy, you have to know.
Yeah.
I guess
Life expectancy
is the business, man.
But he has like a streak though. They're like, wait a minute, your last mission, didn't your contact die? Yeah. What about the one before that? Yeah, he died. Yeah, okay, I'm out.
That's because
we can't be friends.
Yeah, we can't be friends.
Luck cannot be your superpower if you're not testing it constantly. So that's like the blessing and the curse. Like, yes, you're blessed with luck, but you're constantly being put in situations that will test that luck. So if you're friends with anybody, or God forbid, in love with somebody, you're dead. Because no mere mortal can handle all of those situations except for James Bond.
James Bond. He's
So it's one of those wild things where it's like, listen, the luck is what gets everybody else killed.
Fucking luck. Like he just was born with like 4-leaf clovers.
Dude, and License to Kill. Let's go in universe for a second. So the god that exists in the License to Kill universe, who bestowed the luck upon James Bond, had to have planned out the idea, hey, you know what I want to see James do and survive today? Climbing onto a plane and riding the side until he can get in there. Let's do that. How are we going to make this happen? I think Felix should lose a fucking leg.
Maybe an arm, but not quite. I'm undecided at the moment.
That's the thing. Bond has so much luck that if you're around him, you are like
you're going to be like
negative. You're bad luck, like times 10.
You're the one that's going to get shot, hit, knocked out, whatever the case may be. Be the shield, and somehow he gets away.
He's so lucky that if you're around him, you have the worst luck and you need to leave.
Even an innocent guy just gives him a boat ride across the fucking lake.
Let's face facts. The man with the golden gun was a better shot. James Bond just got lucky. Like, who changes that fast?
Exactly.
So there's just so much.
Where he was down on a different floor. He went down pipes and shit. How did he climb back up and switch the mannequin?
Oh my God.
He's Bond.
All right. So the opening of License to Kill, where they're on their way to a wedding. You're not quite sure who's getting married. Felix, Bond, and the black guy who I can't think of his name.
He always forgets the black character's name.
Well, he has not been as prevalent as Felix and Bond.
You see, that's his excuse.
But the fact that like they hear a criminal they've been after is just in town. You learn that it's Felix that's getting married, but he immediately abandons the wedding to go after this guy without a second thought.
Sorry, babe. We got to roll. I think it was Patricia Barnes is her name, who plays Felix's bride in the movie, and she was the replacement for Suzanne Summers on Three's Company. She was the woman who replaced her. She was also in The Devil's Rejects. Good role in that. License to Kill, though. Good movie. I enjoyed this one. I was like, it was a vengeance tour for Bond.
It was a vengeance.
This is like the first one with Dalton felt like the start of a turn. This was the other half, the other side of that turn, like the full turn of the Bond franchise, I think, into a little bit darker, more vengeful
And I like that. Like, I actually love that aspect of it. I love it when, I guess if it fits for the movie and fits for the story of it, when they can and do take that darker turn. So I do enjoy that for both of these films. Because both of them took a darker film than all the other Bonds we've watched up to this point. There's just something about Timothy Dalton that just not connected me to. He's not a believable Bond for me. I don't know what it is, because he's not a bad actor. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I don't know if it's the look. I don't know what it is for me, but it's just not clicking for me with him being Bond at all.
To me, his look, because all the other Bonds had like a Playboy look.
Yep.
This one was more scruffy or wild hair.
That could be it too. That could be, and I get. I mean, if they're doing it, I mean, because again, he's a good actor. Don't get me wrong, but if they're doing it, maybe to go with that darker tone, to go with like more of like a less charming look, I guess, so to speak, or less of a smooth look.
What's that word they used to say about like men of a certain style? Like James Bond fits this mold, like debonair. Like debonair,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where it's it's almost like a classy. And here's the funny thing, I agree with you. I think Timothy Dalton as James Bond and his take as James Bond doesn't have that same type of classy debonair air to it. But if I could just stretch it one little bit further, if you watch The Rocketeer, he plays the bad guy in that, is like an Errol Flynn type, who is like a classy, like suave debonair type. And I'm like, that's who your Bond should have been.
Interesting.
It's like, he can play that. He's been in tons of roles where he plays that suave type of role. But I'm like, why did they take that turn to just make him more darker and haunted? I have a theory, but you can go read that on my Substack. But I say that, I feel like I say that every week, but I do, because we're talking Bond. But he did have it, like where they went with Pierce Brosnan, where he had that like suave debonair type. He could do that. They should have let him. So I don't know. Just wanted to rant on that.
No, you're not wrong. He didn't have the full. I feel like the full Bond confidence.
I had to type that before I forgot it.
I missed it.
Just don't say it out loud. I just had to type it and say it there before I forgot it. I didn't want to forget after the show.
He's gonna forget.
Yeah.
No, I already. It's already in the private chat.
The movie starts out with him as Bandit and his bride immediately. More sharks in this one.
Sharks,
of course, that eat Felix's leg.
He survives, by the way. I'll believe
the wife is killed on the wedding day. I'm like, it gets dark pretty quick in this movie.
Fast.
This is also another movie that actually references that James Bond had a wife that was killed.
Yep. And the only other time is Brosnan. They'll mention it. It will be referenced, I should say, and then they don't say it. But like again, that Bond is completely contained.
Where Brosnan's contained? More contained?
No, Craig's are contained.
What? Okay, so before we talk about this more, what are we looking forward to with Brosnan as far as like the type of Bond he is? And because you already watched him, if you remember, like in your kind of.
I think walking out of those, and now, mind you, GoldenEye I had never seen. That was the first time watch for me. I had seen Tomorrow Never Dies. That was my introduction to Bond in theaters.
Really? You never saw GoldenEye?
Yeah. So like that was exciting, and I was glad to have watched it. It's a very good movie. Tomorrow Never Dies. It's fun. It's got the best Bond girl in Michelle Yeoh, for sure. And very stunt driven. So like that's the thing. Like The World Is Not Enough is just, it kind of gets a little like darker like this. So it's not really my cup of tea.
I think that's one of the lower rated ones.
Yeah, also has Denise Richards as a nuclear physicist, which I understand. I'm not trying to make a joke about it. It's not great. It doesn't do well. She doesn't do well at it though. But so it takes you out of it. You know what I mean? Like there are parts that kind of took me out. And then the last one, Die Another Day, is just, it feels like just a complete homage to Bond because it was the 40th anniversary. and like they touch down on things. They're paying praise to a lot of people. So that is Desmond Llewellyn's last movie as Q. So like it was a good send off, I suppose, but I just wasn't. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it, though.
Okay.
All of them, I think you'll have a lot of fun with for sure. But if you've never seen GoldenEye, wow, that one blew me away.
That's one of the best. That's
Yeah,
constantly ranked as one of the best movies.
For sure.
Which I'm excited for. I am excited for it. And honestly, I've been having a really good time with this Bond journey. It's been an up and down, mostly up, but it's been an up and down journey. And I mean, shit.
I'm not one of the things that does attract me to License to Kill really is the tone shift, though. Like they kill Felix. They kill Bond's the black guy, his other friend, who was the other groomsman for the wedding.
No, they don't kill Felix. He survives.
Or well, they think they kill him, but his wife's killed for sure.
Yeah, and the reason I remember he's alive is because he's hitting on a nurse at the end of it.
Nope, you're right.
Like he forgot he was married.
He healed and showed no remorse. Like there was no remorse that he lived and his wife died. Now that
it was like
days.
Days that she died. Like Bond didn't take 3 months to find this guy. He took like days because he was on the road. Like he calls him in the hospital. He's like, no leg, arm isn't a bandage, and he's hitting on the. I'm like, your wife's body is probably still warm.
You probably got it from Bond. Bond is rubbing off on him.
Yeah,
it's like as soon as someone dies, you go, all right, and just move
on.
I see what you mean.
Bond kind of like goes AWOL from being a spy, kind of goes undercover to pretend to join Sanchez's organization so he can get retribution for Felix and his wife. What about when he's like destroying Kreff's drug supply? Like he's underwater, he's hanging on to their little submarine there. He's like stabbing the drugs, so they're just going everywhere underwater. Just doing anything he can to just ruin this guy's day. I'm like, you really, the vengeance really comes across.
Yeah. Take out somebody, used his own money in the casinos, buying shit.
Yeah, he's literally throwing away $250,000, $500,000 just to get Sanchez's attention.
Yeah.
He cares about his buddy. He's like, he cares. That's his boy. Yeah.
He wasn't going to be satisfied until he got the revenge.
They did a good job of really going for that vengeance angle, man.
Yeah. They do it again. And to like you asked, like, you know, what can we look forward to? But like in the Craig movies, he does not like Felix being fucked with.
I like this vengeance Bond because I feel like he does things as a spy a lot better. I feel like he seems like he's more careful in his. I'm not saying he doesn't fuck up. I'm not saying
Rogue Bond is just careful, and I agree with you.
But he's way more careful than when he's just like going to do a mission, not with the vengeance shit. When he's going to do a mission, he's careless as shit. Like there'll be a whole group of the guys that he's going to like up against, and he'll just like walk into the room and just go look into the cabinet and get knocked out. Pay attention to nobody.
Have dinner with him and everything.
Vengeance. He's like, listen, I got to know where everybody is. He still, I mean, don't get me wrong. He still goes out in the open and somehow shooting with his one gun and takes everybody out, and they're just shooting at him with machine guns and stuff. He still deletes them all somehow. He still takes them out. But other than that, he is a smarter spy in some ways. Rogue Bond is smarter.
The thing with the machine guns too, he don't even run that fast. He's acting like he's outrunning the bullets.
And it's like, they're so inaccurate with them, right? Every single time they're so inaccurate with them, then he'll somehow grab one and get everybody in the room.
Everybody, yeah. One
good luck.
Can we be honest? Like, yeah, he does try to go undercover to join his organization, but they almost immediately are like,
they know who it is almost immediately.
Everybody does. He thinks he's smooth, but every criminal goes, "It's Bond."
But that was the thing. Like, it seems like he was really trying to go undercover in these, but like in every other Bond movie, it's just like, yeah, I'm James Bond.
Yeah.
Like there's one where he's like got binoculars. He's at the fucking beach. What birds are you gonna see at the beach? Seagulls. And he's talking to a woman, just going, "I'm a bird watcher. I'm here bird watching." And I'm just like, that's the flimsiest undercover excuse.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Unless, hear me out.
Oh boy, you have to watch
Maybe
it
the
first.
slang, birds. You know, people use slang birds as females at times. Maybe it came from Bond, and that's what he was talking about.
Oh boy,
I'm just saying, it's
Yeah.
possible.
He was
Somebody
looking for
look
his
into
next victim.
Yeah.
I don't want to say victim because he doesn't grape.
By the way,
They come to him.
More luck of Bond. So in this movie, he beats up fellow agents, escapes on the run, but by the end of the movie, they just wipe that under the rug. You didn't do nothing. You're good. You're back in. Like, what the fuck?
That's true. There's kind of no repercussions for that.
that's fair.
Because he took out the bad guys.
What's your name? What's his name? Frank McRae, who is the big black gentleman that is friends with Felix and James, who gets killed. He was the captain in 48 Hours, which became the trope type that we see parodied all over, where it's the black police captain who's like, I want your badge and your gun on my desk right now, you know, like screaming their heads off, where he played that same character in multiple parody movies, like Last Action Hero, Loaded Weapon 1. Like, he made that character famous. That's awesome. Then played in some of the parodies of it. So he's also in Used Cars, which is amazing. Oh man, get the motherfucking car. That movie is brilliant.
Sharky, they call him Sharky.
Yeah, he was. I guess he was a shark fisherman.
Okay.
Oh man, the bar fight in this, the girl keeps dancing throughout the bar fight. I noticed.
Oh yeah,
she just keeps dancing.
That's Benicio del Toro, the young guy.
Yeah, young Benicio del Toro.
Yep.
Who gets eventually grinded to death.
No, he goes into hiding and then becomes a sicario in Mexico.
That's impressive considering he went through the grinder.
Another thing, why is all the villains got to try to kill Bond in a special way? Beat him to the sharks. Let's put him in a blender. Why not just shoot him in the face?
Exactly. Just like one of the last movies we watched where instead of shooting him, they shot the controls to the plane that he was in that they were planning to jump out of anyway.
Listen.
They could have killed him and just landed the plane.
They didn't even need to shoot the controls of the plane. If you're going to jump out, it would have just fell down on its own.
Because when God put the James Bond luck motion in play, it gave these people foggy brains. So like they just forget things sometimes, and they're like, all right, that's right, it's him. Like, he can't fly a plane. Later, bitch. And then but then they don't realize the luck is going to pop up.
Yep.
Something somewhere he's going to fall into, and it's going to just work out.
He's going to fall into something that looks like so he can use it as a parachute.
A vagina. He just falls into vagina.
Uses the lips as a parachute. Never mind.
Yeah.
Whoa. There you go, Aaron. Thank you. All right.
Wow.
Welcome to the party.
I've been at the party. I just know when to stop and kind of slow down at certain times. You know, we gotta hit the brakes at times.
Oh boy.
By the way, I'm just gonna say it. He ends the movie with the second attractive woman, not the first attractive woman. Lupe was the better looking woman.
Oh yeah.
The bad guy's mistress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have stayed there with her. Could have.
He fucking jumped off the thing and jumps into the water, and she just gets. And that's the thing too with his luck, because I'm like, you just seen him making out with this one chick. You go away crying. He jumps into the water. You get into the water with him, and then boom, like everything is. I'm like, this guy, man.
I guess at that moment he chose, but yeah, he was all in it. He was like, oh yeah, I'm getting laid again. Then he's seen her. He's like, God damn it.
One way or another.
I was going to go to her an hour later. Now
it didn't matter. One way or another, it was getting wet.
Yeah.
I like how he's just good too. This dude went rogue and created chaos.
Yeah.
You know, just to get this one dude. Like, and he's just back again.
Well, yeah. To take care of him.
Q comes to help. This was awesome.
I like that.
Yeah, Q's my favorite character.
Q takes the holiday to come help Bond.
Yeah, and so the other chick, which they introduced her as his cousin at first, then he ends up fucking her. But besides the point.
No, they got together first.
Well, yeah, no, I know, but remember when
they're cousins?
No, they're not cousins. They just said that.
I know they're not, but I'm just saying it was a.
They said that's a cue.
It's a
cue.
Oh, what about when? So he's tricking Sanchez into or making him paranoid, telling him these stories that like he can't trust his own people.
Yeah.
And he plants that money in like that pressurization chamber and pins it on Crest, and they throw Crest in, and like he fucking explodes him with the pressure.
Yeah,
awesome.
That was awesome.
Awesome, and I like that, and I liked how they showed like the blood in the thing. Because I'm like, okay, this is. I like when they show shit like that to where if it's like it's the villain that's gonna take it there, even if they don't show us the actual event, let's see the aftermath of it, and let's not make it little cheesy thing like nothing happening or little speckles. No, let's really make it something. Let's really take it to that level. Because
that was a little more graphic than I actually expected.
I feel like it takes that like in your mind, it takes that for if it fits with the film, if it fits with the story, if it fits with what's going on for that scene, it makes that villain kind of seem like, oh shit, like this is how is he gonna? He's going to. It's like how's Bond gonna get out of this one? Type of deal. So I really like that part of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bump this up to an 8 actually.
Oh,
kill.
But by the time we got to like the gas tanker chase at the end,
I love that. A little ridiculous.
I'm like, and he's jumping, he's on top of the tankers and stuff. I'm like, all right, this is if you didn't think there was a turning point before, this is trended into like the summer blockbuster, big budget stunt type.
This is Bond.
Is this the one where he was driving the tractor trailer on 2 wheels?
Yeah, he does the wheelie in the tractor trailers to get through the fire.
A rocket.
I have to admit, though, like think about it. Like James Bond, though, was an important part of history. I mean, 25 movies in 50 years is a big feat.
Huge.
Yeah. And like it was always like in the mainstream. You know what I mean? Like it was always like holding pop culture, like, trying to be, sometimes influencing pop culture. So you have to imagine after like 1985, you have Roger Moore, who's known as James Bond now for probably most of the movie going, like, cause you got to figure 73 to whatever it was to 1985. That's a huge amount of time where everybody knows Roger Moore. And now it's a brand new guy, and it's a brand new, and he's young, and it's got a new vibe to it. I got to imagine these were like at least maybe not License to Kill. I see why they took it in a direction, but like The Living Daylights, I got to look up the numbers on that. Like I got to imagine it probably did well. Like something new, something different. Check it out. Let's see what this guy's like.
Yeah. I mean, I would maybe not. I would hope License to Kill did well. I would hope it did well. I mean, it's still a little different, but it definitely takes that dark to like. If you didn't think the first one was dark, this definitely takes that darker tone with the Bond thing, and I just like hell yeah.
So I mean, geez, it's so crazy too. So the budget for was $40 million, and it made $191 million.
Which one was this?
That was The Living Daylights. So, I'm trying to find the next.
Oh, what about when he tips the tractor trailer basically on its not two wheels, but on its side to avoid the missile?
Yeah, crazy.
Oh, that's right. That's what it. Because he did the wheelie through the fire, and then
because he's already done that like 3 times in previous movies.
Now
he's doing it with the tractor.
Now with the tanker, he does that with the tanker, and it shoots the other dude, and that shit blows up.
I will say, like at the very end, after the tanker crashes and they were fighting on top, Sanchez has the machete. He's about to kill Bond, and Bond's like, "Don't you want to know why?" That at least that brief moment. Because I've been waiting this whole time. They make you wait until you find out why, like, Sanchez still doesn't know why Bond was trying to kill him or why he was there or anything like that. Doesn't recognize him from the beginning of the movie where they got him arrested and chased him down somehow.
That's when Bond got lowered down.
Yeah, onto the plane and fucking how you don't recognize him, I don't know. But he pulls out, he pulls out the lighter that Felix's wife, his friend, gave him with the engraving, and then because he's covered in gas, lights him on fire. I'm like, it's still pretty cool. I'm like, trying to get that moment.
Which we got to talk about the whole tanker thing. The reason why the tankers were so important is because they were making.
They're smuggling. Was it cocaine?
Plants, right?
They basically liquefied the drug.
They made it into a gas, so they put it into a tanker, and so the whole thing where he got, where Bond opened up the thing to get all the thing out of there, so they couldn't sell any of it to get the gas out of the tanker. When it got all over, what's his name? Sanchez. When I got all over Sanchez, and that's why he was covered in the gasoline. But I want to talk about that. I thought that was pretty creative and pretty cool that they were like, okay, let's liquefy this and bring it to where we want to bring it to sell it, and then to also let them know how they can make it back into a drug if they want to do it like that.
Yeah, by filtering it.
They do good. They do go through some of the science there behind their plan, which was neat.
Which was creative for I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I do like that they've become more and more creative as they've gone through. Because some were just kind of like very Dr. Evil-ish, like we're just trying to
and real wacky.
They definitely go into some science on this one.
It's still silly and wacky, but they like you say, they go into some science with it. Now
GoldenEye's like that too.
Good.
Nice.
Gotta look forward to it.
Oh, this movie, its budget was a little bit lower, $32 million, and the box office was $156.
Jeez. So it made more than
Bond movies bank,
right? I mean, well, no, because the other one was $40 million and it made $191 million.
Oh, I thought you said 140. I'm sorry.
No, this one made less, but I mean that makes sense because if people weren't as invested in that, especially if they felt the same way like we did after The Living Daylights, we don't really like the direction they're going in, even though this one's different.
I want to say this though. I feel like. If it was a different, I don't even want to say Roger Moore because he was older at the time, but I feel like if it was a different Bond, a different person playing Bond with this same story, similar story, just more of like that, gives you more of that Bond charm and Bond appeal, but same story, I think it may have done better. And no disrespect to the gentleman who did this, because he wasn't a bad actor. It just didn't feel like Bond.
He's it was, like I said, it was supposed to be Pierce Brosnan who was supposed to play it, but it was scheduling conflict. And I think that was announced that he was going to play the next Bond, or he was at least the favorite. You know how they kind of do now, even.
Did they write the character like around Pierce? Maybe?
He was their number one choice. And that's why when you watch GoldenEye, and I'm like, it's very similar in tone.
Okay.
But I like it. I like this here. I didn't like it in the last one.
All right. I'm going to ask you this question, and then I'll try to see for myself after watching GoldenEye to see if I agree with you. Pierce Brosnan in these two films, would you have liked them more? Same story, but...
I think I would have. I think he would have brought that gravitas, that debonair class that for some reason, I think from what I've also read when I was doing my research for this, Dalton wanted to play it more intensely. He wanted to be a lot different from the previous Bonds. And if that's true, I mean, hey, the man's still alive. He's doing 1923. So come on and talk to us. But I believe that he wanted to play it sort of like that, like and it just didn't, work.
No, it again wasn't terrible, but it just.
I'm not going to say it was a bad approach.
It just didn't line up for me. It didn't click. It didn't feel, and it was again. It's more so of like the charm and stuff because the action part fine, but it was more of the charm of Bond and just like the believable of it. Just all of that. Just the debonair, like we were saying earlier. He just didn't have it for me, and that's cool though. That's cool, but
although Craig is like the most intense. I don't think that dude smiles.
But Craig has that feel though. Just from other films that you've seen Daniel Craig, and he has that feel. This guy doesn't have that feel, so it can work with the intensity. You just have to have like that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm looking on Wikipedia. Brosnan was Broccoli's choice to inherit the role from Roger Moore.
So let's see how. Which again. So right now, my Bond lineup, as far as the gentleman who played Bond, it's Moore, Craig, this gentleman here, and then Lazenby.
Connery, not Craig.
No, I didn't see Craig yet. No, I said Connery.
You said Craig.
Did I?
You did. Yeah.
Oh, well, I meant. You know what I meant. Connery.
Moore, Connery, Dalton, Lazenby.
Also the same.
No,
What about you, James? Probably the same. And Mick.
Yeah.
The same?
no, mine are.
As far as like up to this point.
Oh, up to this point. Oh, I have my whole list together. I mean, Moore's my favorite. Connery will always have a special place in my heart, but I'll just say it now. Craig is probably number 2.
Oh, okay.
So then Connery, then Brosnan, then Dalton, then Lazenby.
Oh, so
Although I don't have the hate for Lazenby.
I don't hate him. I just
don't like him as
No.
Bond.
Fair.
Yeah.
Same with honestly, same as Dalton.
Yeah.
I just like Dalton's movies better, but as far as Bonds, I guess Dalton was a better Bond as far as acting wise, but just again with the charm and everything else, all the rest,
No.
he didn't have it.
Yeah, like License to Kill is like 12th for me. It's right behind A View to a Kill.
Mhm.
Which again, another one that was fun, psychopath type killer.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, so here's what was going on with the third Dalton film. So legal disputes between Bond producers and the studio over distribution rights are what resulted in the cancellation of a proposed third Dalton film in 91. So that put the series on hiatus for several years. After all the legal issues and everything were resolved, Dalton declined or decided not to return for a third film.
Oh.
So in 94, Brosnan was announced as the next Bond.
Which really quick, I just want to show you what's coming up next Saturday.
Interesting.
GoldenEye.
Brosnan signed on for a 3-film deal, but he ended up doing 4 of them, I think.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
yeah. Like I said, the fourth one is very much a 40th anniversary movie. It came out in 2002.
So it's one of those.
And it's like it calls back to like everything.
It's one of those. But do you gentlemen want to change your ratings for either one of these Bond films? And do you have anything else to say about either one of these Bond films?
I'm good.
I'm good. I'll stick with mine.
Okay, same here. In that case, I guess we can go ahead and wrap this one up. Make sure you come check us all out. Check out all of our links. Go check out Mick Manhattan over on The Scene Snobs, at The Scene Snobs. Go check out Chris over at Stories from a Bar. Check out James at Popcorn and Pints. Check me out over at Horror with Sir Sturdy. Links are in the description. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for popping by. And